Now, we talked earlier about the transformation in England's approach to white ball cricket, exemplified by that incredible day here at Trent Bridge. And to give us the inside track on how England adapts specifically to those formats, we went along to Old Trafford to chat with some white ball specialists.
The game's developing every day and it's just trying to find new ways to be one step ahead of the batters.
Bowled it!
There's always things I want to improve. There's always certain shots you could improve on.
It's an extraordinary shot.
Anything different is good in my eyes. You know, if you can do something that the batter isn't used to, then you're automatically a little bit further ahead.
He's gone for a few more.
It's just watching other guys and thinking, why can't I do that and why can't I push the bar even higher?
That's the way to get there.
The people that make a real success of 2020 have a fantastic base of the game, but then they were able to do things a lot quicker, make decisions a lot later and hit the ball all around the ground. You can definitely improve hand speed, you can definitely improve speed of thinking, you can definitely improve game sense, and the more you play, the more I think you realise that you've got the ability to score in different areas and hit the ball hard in different areas.
It's been hit. Has he hit it for six? He has! Liam Plunkett has hit it straight back over his head for six. The game is tied. Unbelievable scenes.
It just happened out of the blue. I literally ran into bowl one ball and I got these shocks down my legs and into my feet, and we didn't really know what was going on, so obviously I had tests for it, and then I could have potentially retired if I wanted to, but I wasn't going to take that option, so I just want to be the best 2020 player I can be now.
The guys who tend to practice the best and the hardest, put the work in, tend to come out on top. There's no point doing something at 50% or 60%. You've got to put purposeful practice in.
It's easy to waste balls, so kind of you just bowl for the sake of it, so just make sure every ball I bowl has a purpose, every training session I have has a purpose. If I'm bowling at a batter, I like it to be a competition, so I won't be practicing then, I'll be competing. If I'm just bowling with the coach taking a mitt and some cones and things like that, then that's practice. But I'm very outcome based, so if I'm bowling at somebody in the nets, I'm trying to get them out, I'm not trying to practice.
My training is quite specific. If I want to go for a net and I want to kind of practice my ramp shots, my reverse sweeps, I'll dedicate kind of 20 minutes to a coach throwing balls to me and me practicing that. Otherwise, if I'm facing bowlers who are running in trying to open the bowling, I go into the net and that is it. That first ball is the first ball of a match.
Just making sure you've hit enough balls in practice that you almost feel like you've had some time batting, so that when you go out there, you can just almost go from ball one, and it's about replicating that in the net. There's no point going in the net and facing 30 balls before you play an aggressive shot, so I'll probably go in there and look to hit one of my first few balls for 4 or 6, and making sure I am practicing that every time I go into a net in the short formats.
The one thing that you see Butler do continually is practice. He practices and practices and practices. So when he comes to a game, he is ready for wherever the ball is delivered, he has a shot ready for that ball. Now it might be, that he can hit the same ball over long off and he can hit the same ball over fine leg, which is an incredible skill to have, but it's the practice and not being surprised by anything that comes, I think is what sets him apart from the rest.
It's down to you really to know what you need to get ready, what you need to make you tick. To make sure I watch the ball well is one of the biggest things I try and work on. The result is a little bit irrelevant, but usually if I watch the ball well, my movements, hitting the ball where I want to hit it, that's mainly what I'll try and do against the bowlers. I don't tend to practice too many big shots and stuff in the nets. I know that if I'm watching the ball well, when I get in the middle, those things will happen.
Goes again. This time it's gone even further. That's an extraordinary hit down the ground.
In this format of the game, 2020, you've got to score at a high strike rate, so it's about hitting the ball where the fielders aren't. It's about developing options where you can score in every area of the ground, and that makes it jolly hard for a bowler.
Swept for 6. What a shot by Sam Billings.
There are so many skills that bowlers need to learn. Slower balls, different slower balls, the way that they're bowling their Yorkers. It's a courage thing. It's being clear at the end of your mark what you're going to bowl, and running up and sticking to your plan and backing yourself to bowl that delivery. And you might get out of the park a few times, but the best bowlers, I think, are actually enjoying the challenge.
Down the track, and he's gone. Bowled.
It's challenging now with the field restrictions and then also the number of shots that batsmen can play now, and every batter's different as well, so you've got to be one step ahead if you can. You need to be able to bowl a wide Yorker, good bumper, slower ball bumper, slower Yorker, and it's obviously having those and being able to execute them, but then choosing the right time to bowl them.
I spent a lot of time messing about my run up, different lengths, different speeds, and I've probably only really just got that right in the last year or so, really. My slow ball comes pretty naturally to me, just with my action, it suits my action. I bowl it out the back of the hand. An off-cutter is what most people bowl, but I just never bowled it, so I'm working on bowling that as well to kind of have another trick. And then my Yorker also, I need to be able to bowl it, so I'm working on it.
Gone! What a delivery from Mills!
You've got to be bold in this game, and 2020 has definitely helped the game in that frame of mind. Is actually you just kind of got to give things a go, and if it comes off, it comes off, and a bit of bravery in a stupid kind of way.
I think a lot of cricket is about self-confidence and feeling positive when you go out into the middle, so it's finding a way to be able to be in that positive mindset when you go out to play your cricket, whether it be bat or ball.
Confidence all comes from practice. The key thing for me is actually pushing yourself against bowlers, and then day before a game is kind of the feel-good aspect.
I think there has to be a balance a lot of the time between a feel-good practice and challenging practice. One of the best things a coach can do is give a player confidence in their own technique, in their own game plan, you know, a vast array of things, but that is a huge thing, especially at the top level. Sometimes people do need their tyres pumping up a little bit, understanding what they need from you. The coach isn't the main person, the player is number one. You're there as a coach to facilitate what they need to improve.
Players learn from players. Players don't learn from coaches. Our job is to facilitate their learning. The thing for every coach is you've got to know your players. If you know what your players want, you can help them. If you don't know what they want, you can't help them. The only way you can help them and the only way you can find out what they want is to get to know them. I don't need to know everything about the game of cricket. What I do need to know is what the person wants from me.
I've dealt with quite a wide range of coaches and the way they go about their business, and for me it's the honest ones. The important thing is that you get to know the individuals, because the way a coach speaks to me might be different for the way they speak to someone else in the squad. You've got to kind of build that relationship.
It doesn't matter whether you're coaching a 14 or 15-year-old boy or girl, or whether you're coaching Joe Root or Joss Buttler. The drills are the same, the skills are the same, the outcome is exactly the same. The key is that the player you're working with needs to know you've got as much passion as they have. They need to know that you're as passionate about them improving as they are, and they need to know that you're with them.
Make that four. What an extraordinary innings. A record-breaking moment for Alex Hales, who's now top of the pile. Highest individual score in a one-day international for England. This time Morgan joins it. It's not quite as far, but it's far enough. 20 runs from the over.
Last delivery. Slow ball, and Butler pans it away over extra cover. That's the record for England. It's come off the final delivery of this 50 overs. The crowd well aware of what's happened because they're up and out of their seats, and the England team are on the balcony too. 444 for 3.
These guys in the current England side are the trend setters for others to follow. But what you will find is that these ones that are following won't necessarily do the same. They'll probably go one better. That's so exciting to be in that position.
We heard from Joss Buttler in that film. He has become an extremely important voice in the England dressing room. Now, he's worth listening to. He said there, sometimes you need feel-good practice, sometimes challenging practice. And he also said, the big thing a coach can do is give a player confidence, and that the coach isn't the main person, the player is number one. And again, from the impressive Paul Farbrace, get to know the player. Every player is different in talent and in their personality.